Welcome to part 3 of Bitovi Academy's Learn Docker training. In this video, we are going to build a dead simple NodeJS API. The app we're building requires only two files. The first file is a package.json, and the second file within a source directory is called index.js. Starting with package.json, we're going to open up a new JSON object and we're going to define a name. We're going to call this Bitovi Academy app. We're going to give our app a version. We're going to define a couple of convenience scripts. The first one is called start. And we're going to use nodemon source index.js. The second script is going to be called start prod, which is going to start our application without the nodemon process by just calling the standard node executable. Once we have these defined, we are going to use the npm executable to install the latest version of our dependencies that we need. The first tool we need is Express, so we're going to run npm install express. And in just a moment, we should see it added to our package.json for us. The second dependency is just going to be a dev dependency, so we're going to run npm install -D, and this dependency is nodemon. So now we have our package.json with a name, version, a start, and start prod script that runs nodemon and node respectively. And we have our express dependency and our nodemon dependency added. Our second file, index.js, will actually implement our express server. So first we're going to need to import our express dependency. Express. We want to create an app using Express, and we're going to define the port that we want our app to listen on. Here we are going to actually check for the existence of a port environment variable, and if that doesn't exist, instead just use port 3000 by default. We're going to define two functions for our Express app. We're going to define a listener on the root level of our server, request response, that just returns hello world back to the client. And then we're going to actually start up our app by telling it to listen to the port that we defined, and once the server has started up, we want it to just log out that it's ready and listening. Example app listening on HTTP, localhost, and then we'll print out the port. Great, that's it, we're done. This next step is optional. In the next section, we'll actually look at containerizing and running this app with just Docker. But in order to make sure that it works properly, we're just going to run npm start. And we should see that it's listening on port 3000. So if we open up a browser window and we go to localhost port 3000, we should see hello world.